guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. Tiaja and Kaya are doing good now, but Tiaja apparently has her own mother blocked. I'm hoping that wasn't the person they were talking about blocking last episode. They just vaguely say that her mom doesn't support her and she isn't invited to Kaya's upcoming baby shower. The mom didn't think that Tiaja should be raising somebody else's baby, and like Kaya was throwing that responsibility onto her since the dad isn't around now. And honestly, can't really blame her there. It's a lot to put on a teenager for a kid that you're ultimately not obligated to do at all. But Tiaja thinks that she knows what she signed up for. I think she should watch season 1 of Young and Pregnant, really see exactly what she signed up for. It's not pretty. Now Kayla is saying that Luke didn't come to the ultrasound because he had class? Girl, we heard you last episode. You said it was a hangover. She asks him if he's leaving her, and he reassures her that he's no Stefan and he has real feelings for her. Rachel is getting induced, and Jacob isn't coming into the room because he doesn't want to see her in pain. I think that he thought that sounded very sweet and all. Really, he's just not there for her, and he probably just doesn't want himself in pain because he probably thinks it's really gross. They're all in the living room now about to leave, including her grandma, whose views on this situation I would love to hear. Rachel told Drew that she was going to the hospital, and he ignored her, could give less of a shit. She's pretty angry about this and says now, even if he changed his mind and decided to come, she would kick him out of the room. Jacob gets mad because he thinks Drew deserves to see the kid being born, which doesn't really make sense because it's not like she's stopping him. He isn't coming in the first place. He made that very clear. Rachel says she's asked him thousands of times and he either ignored her or called the baby a bastard and said he wasn't coming. Wow, Adam Lind much? Jacob calls her childish, and now he doesn't want to be there either. Glad you found your way out, Jacob. That excuse was just waiting to be used. Rachel is done, dude. New Janelle, and she slams her door alarmingly hard and hides in her room. Then for some reason Malorie and her mom start fighting, I don't even know why, and the mom just tells her, "We don't want you here either. Bye, bitch." Poor grandma says, "My goodness gracious," and probably thinking, damn, sure rather be knitting right now than dealing with these garbage bins. Barr invites Ashley on a fun little getaway to LA. Ashley agrees to go, and she also wants to stop bothering him about school, which I'm sure Barr appreciates. Brianna talks a little more about Mystery Man number 2. After their hookup, he told her he had feelings for her, and she basically said, "Shut up, LOL, I'm going back to my abusive ex, Danae." She's worried he'll still be better over that, but once he sees how she's doing now, I kinda doubt it. Plus, he has his own girlfriend and child now. Unlike her own father, this guy actually answers the phone and agrees to a paternity test. He actually sounds pretty upstanding on the phone, despite possibly reproducing with Brianna. He says if Brayson is his, then he will support him. And surprisingly, his girlfriend was the one who wanted him to take the test. I, for one, am shocked. A new girlfriend who isn't bitter about possibly paying child support? Even Brianna says this guy has always been good and upstanding. I don't know why last episode Brianna said she would die if this guy was the father. The only thing I can think of is maybe he was clingy. Brianna says, "I hope we all three can make it work." Sister wives? Kaya has her baby shower. The eyeshadow she wore to said baby shower was a choice. Like she tried to do some kind of Jeffree Star type cut crease type thing, but cut crease goes here, not down the eye here. This right here is just called not blending your eyeshadow. She talks with Tiaja about her water breaking, and despite them both being girls, they have a heated debate over whether breaking water is pee or water. Neither. But in the case of Ryla from Unexpected, it's semen. She's in the delivery room, on the bed about to be induced, and Rachel is still stressing. She doesn't think it was her fault when she tried, and she did ask Drew to come, and she's right. She knew Jacob would take Drew's side because they grew up together. Rachel's family is reading something on the side of the bed. I know, shocking, they can read. But instead of reading like a what to expect when you're expecting type of book, her family is reading the booklet from the hospital called Establishing Paternity. "Hey Rachel, here's the part y'all need," and it says, "What if you're not sure who the father is?" In the meantime, Malorie is out in the hallway with Jacob, advising him to take Rachel's side, and probably buying drugs from him once the cameras go away. Then Jacob says my personal favorite Teen Mom quote on this show: "I don't trust the female race." I was not aware that females were a race, but who am I to question the inclusive world we live in today? Jacob is just more woke than I could ever be. Kayla has been calling Stefan to see his son, and he bails every single time. Stefan calls his mom, who has this full headset on like she's about to go play Xbox with the boys. Looks kind of ridiculous. And then Stefan admits he's been relaxing, and Kayla calls him and he'll ignore her. And his mom is just so eager to place the blame on Kayla that despite what her own son is telling her, she says, "What's her problem? She doesn't call enough. She's just mad she can't have you." I know, try to resist, ladies. I know it's hard. Even Stefan is more realistic than his delusional mom. He says, "I don't think it's that, Mom. I see now. She's one of those enabling nightmare moms whose son can do no wrong in her eyes. Stefan could murder someone and they could show her a video of it and she'd say, 'That's not my son. He would never. He's the sweetest boy I know.'" Ashley's so funny. She's having this serious talk like, "Me and Bar are gonna go on vacation soon and we are leaving at the ass crack of dawn to travel to LA." And so they do go, and then Bar gets irritated when he sees that Ashley brought her schoolwork with her. Any phrase with the word work in it is just like Chinese to Bar. He just cannot comprehend it in his mind. Jacob left the hospital and Rachel is kind of glad he did. What also needs to leave is Rachel's inch-long vampire nails, but that's besides the point. She gives birth to Hazely Beaver, Hazely, and everyone gets caught up in the happy moment. Rachel is actually really lucky. She had 2 different men to choose last names from for that baby to avoid her child having the last name Beaver, yet she still chose Beaver. While Tiaja seems to cut everybody out and block everyone, she does still talk to her own brother. Her brother agrees that their mom yells and argues and never owns up to anything, but he wants them to meet up and talk. We actually get to see her mom. Apparently her mom previously said that she didn't like Tiaja being gay, which kind of explains why they don't get along. But she admits that she was wrong for that. The way Kayla announces her pregnancy to her mom was pretty hilarious. She did it by way of fun fact. "Hey Mom, did you know if you throw up your birth control, it renders it ineffective?" Funny stuff, am I right? "Are you pregnant, Kayla?" Kayla admits she is, and is surprised by Jamie's calm reaction. She actually stays relaxed, and they end up hugging each other, crying. Ashley has fun with Bar, but thinks he lacks drive. But hey, he drove his way into first place on those go-karts though. That counts for something. Brianna swabs Brayson for a paternity test, and now the results are in. It's an email, and of course Brianna's like, I don't really understand these results. And they seriously end the episode before someone with a degree helps her figure it out. And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. Do you think that guy's the father? Should Jacob have been in the delivery room? Make sure to leave a comment down below and subscribe for more Teen Mom recaps every week.